not a game, it's a rich thing.
She did them, and I was aware she did them, and I just didn't know how to stop her from doing perks, and I kept warning her about fentanyl because I have a lot of friends that lost their kids. So I'm part of that club now. And I used to beg her, and tell her, please stop taking them. You don't know what's in them. In my daughter's case, is she didn't OD. For people that don't know the story, she was murdered by fentanyl. This is a picture of my daughter for the people who never seen her.
And I can't say it enough times. Do not accept anything from anyone you don't know. And even if you do know them, don't accept it unless you know what it is and where it's come from. And
I would say at my worst, I was probably taking between 30, 35, sometimes maybe 40 a day.
If anything, the way I look at it is like Sopranos saved me. When I would think like, man, what are you doing to yourself? It would be a lot easier for me to go like, stop doing this. Look at what your life could be, instead of what a lot of my friends were dealing with. And, I think it's 5 of my friends who I brought to the premieres of The Sopranos are dead now.
I had my own battle with addiction as well. The Vicodin and Percocet, that was the thing. Never, I didn't do heroin, or it wasn't coke or anything else. It was Vicodin and Percocet.
By 2005, I was a full-blown heroin addict and a crack cocaine addict.
And even people with the worst kind of mental illness have a chance if they have the capacity to be honest with themselves. The reality is we've been lying to ourselves with every drink we put in our mouth, or every puff we take, or every pill that we pop, or whatever we're doing. And then we wonder why people get pissed off at us, but we don't see that it's what we're doing. It's not my mother, my father, my brother, my uncle, my sister. No, it's me too.
The consequences are too severe for me. The damage I've done to my health, it's a fucking miracle. Nothing short of a miracle that I am still alive. So, if I can do it, any of you can do it.
When people suffer from alcoholism or drug addiction, there must come a moment when your life totally crashes. For me, that moment came when the pain was too great and the consequences were too profound. Only then did I decide to change. Recovery and sobriety is all about change, and for me, it started when I woke up in a grimy hotel room in a shitty little town in Pennsylvania. And so, if you want a new life and start a new journey of a lifetime, you've come to the right place. You want to drink? That's your business. You want to stop drinking? That's our business. Welcome to Recovery Tube.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? All right, here we are, Wednesday afternoon. Let me do some shout outs. It's a beautiful day out here. I'm looking forward to going out as soon as this show is over. Miss Can't Be Wrong, Sally, Dave, War, FGF Productions, Miss Charlie Steen. I guess that's it. We don't have many people here. 21 people right now. So, I woke up today and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. It's Wednesday, so I try to do an addiction and recovery show every Wednesday. Last week, I changed the time slot a little bit. But today I definitely wanted to do this because I'll, do this early because I probably have to do a couple of shows later today. So, you guys can help me pick the topic for today. I don't really know. I can always go off the top of my head, but I don't always have the perfect topic. I would love for some of you guys to come on and share. It would really be wonderful. Would any of you be willing to do that today by any chance? Dave, maybe? Who haven't we heard from yet? Let's see. I'm sure Frank probably has some good stories about his gambling addiction. Shit. I don't know. Let's see. Thank you, War. I appreciate that. You're a blank canvas today? Me too, man. I got a lot of stuff on my mind, so it's all good, Dave. It's all good. Wasn't trying to put you on the spot. I got a lot of stuff on my mind, so I don't really have a topic. In the beginning of these shows, while I'm playing the music and the intro, I think about stuff from back in the day, stories of mine and shit. There's so many stories I would love to tell, but I really can't, some of them, unfortunately, because they involve other people, and it's not just my business. So I'm a little bit limited when it comes to how much I could talk about. But I have a million stories I never told you guys, a million stories. I have pictures of myself somewhere, on different occasions, over a period of years and years. I've all types of pictures of myself when I was really, really, really addicted. And the thing about me is because I always kept up on my appearance so much and stuff, and I always made sure I was dressed nice and all that. I never really looked quite as addicted as I was, except for, I would say, around the time of, before I had that seizure when I was a teenager. I got some pictures of me that would just blow your mind how fucking terrible I looked. I got a picture of me at a hotel party where I'm just like obliterated. My brother had some videos and shit of me from that time period. And I was just, I was a mess. I was so fucking wasted. Yeah, I don't like to look at that stuff, really. I don't, but I guess it serves as a good reminder every now and then, to check those pictures out. I don't even know where most of them are right now, but when I was in Clarity Way, I got some pictures. Okay, Frank, I got some pictures of me, in the pool and shit. I was always in that fucking pool at Clarity Way. I think I might have posted one or two before, but I look absolutely fucking horrible. I mean, horrible. I'm bloated. My skin looks like shit. You could tell that I haven't been taking the best care of myself. That's when that's right after I was in that hotel for 8 months, 10 months, whatever the fuck it was, 8 months, I think. And I looked bad, but not as bad as you might expect. That's the thing about Coke and even alcohol. Until you're so far gone with alcohol, you can maintain a regular appearance. Cocaine too, especially. I mean, if you're somebody who loses your appetite when you do Coke and stuff, you're going to drop a bunch of weight and all that. But I think that's everybody in the beginning. I think once you've been doing Coke long enough, you stop losing your appetite, because I did. I told you I would do Coke and then eat a big meal and then do a couple of lines and go to sleep. It's nothing. But some people, they do. They get, they get super skinny. They look emaciated. It just depends. Just depends. Oh my God, Sally. Someday, I'll find all this stuff. I still got so much shit in storage. I keep saying I'm going to clean it out. I'll work on it for a week or two, and then, I'll give up and just keep paying $150 a fucking month. I could have bought a fucking Corvette with the money I spent on that stupid storage unit. And then the funny part is, 80% of what's in there is going to be thrown away. But I definitely got some pictures and stuff. I was in bad shape. I mean, if you saw me before I had that seizure, I told you I was 112 pounds, 5'9", 112 pounds. Can you imagine what I fucking looked like? Jesus. You should start telling stories from a third-person perspective, bro. For example, I have a friend, or hypothetically speaking, etc. I've had to do that in the past, FPS. It's not a bad idea, actually. It's a very good idea. Very good. I look back at the partying photos, dead man walking look. I hear you. Yeah, man, because alcohol is really what does it to you. Alcohol fuck you up, man. Like I said, you can maintain a regular appearance to an extent, but what alcohol does to you is unbelievable. It truly is, in my opinion, the worst drug on the planet for a million different reasons. But even that, that being one of the reasons, it affects every part of you, your body, your brain, and your appearance, your skin, your fucking organs, your everything. It destroys you from the inside out. It does. It's terrible. I lose weight on pain meds. Really? Do you lose your appetite? Is that why? The booze made me puff up. Oh, yeah, Casey. Yeah, man. That picture of me in Clarity Way, I told you. I was so fucking bloated. And I was only, I was heavy, but it wasn't the weight that was making me bloated like that. You know what I mean? I was 196 pounds, when I went in there. But it wasn't the weight. That's just from the alcohol. It does. It makes you puff up, blow up like a balloon. Let's see if I can find one real quick for you guys. I think I know where they are, but that's if they're in this phone. Yeah, there you go. This is in the hotel at Clarity Way. Look at me. See, my skin looked fucking terrible. Look at the size of my fucking face. Look how bloated I was. It's bad, right? Yeah. That's what it'll do to you. Look. Crazy. And somehow Shanna found me attractive. I don't know how. First time she met me, I was in that fucking pool. Yeah, man. I'm 6'9", 275 pounds. I used to weigh more, but I lost it all when I had my surgery. 6'9"? Like Takashi? No, I'm just fucking around. You really 6'9"? You're fucking with me, Wyatt Earp. Aren't you like 75? How the fuck? What were you? 7'6"? How are you 6'9"? That's amazing. You've come a long way, bro. Thank you, man. Ken, proud of you. Appreciate it, brother. Proud of you too. I certainly have. There's no doubt about it. I definitely have come a long way, but there's still, you're never happy with yourself, I just stepped on the scale up there and I was like, motherfucker, man. I guess I gained like 3-4. I stopped weighing myself like a month ago, and I guess I gained like 3-4 pounds since then. I'm pretty pissed off, but it ain't like this, It ain't like that. And listen, guys, it takes a long time for all that shit to go away. Go back to my first videos, and you could see I was still bloated like that and everything. It takes a long time. It's not just weight, It's not. Weight doesn't always do that to you. Not like alcohol, You could tell the difference. I know there have been times that have tested your metal. Oh my God, yeah. You're fucking right. Yep. You guys all experienced the same thing as I did. It's rough, man. It's a rough ride, when you're fucking going through addiction and trying to make it through every single day to keep, getting high or getting drunk or drinking or using whatever you need to do. Because sometimes you drink, you don't get drunk after a while, That's how you know your liver's fucked up. You either get drunk too quick or you don't get drunk at all. You're trying to maintain your addiction and continue putting in your body whatever your body needs to stop you from going through withdrawal or getting sick. And you're trying to keep your ass alive at the same time. In some cases, some of us, I was trying the opposite. I was actually trying to die, but luckily I didn't. Luckily I didn't, or I wouldn't be here today. Why don't you guys share some stuff with me? Are you ready, Frank? All right. Frank is about to join the panel. I had a question for Frank. I might have asked him this before, but I'm going to ask him again. Sometimes being alone is almost as bad as the addiction. I know, man. It's horrible. It is. But that's the amazing thing about people who are alone and don't use, because if I was all alone, I'd probably use because I wouldn't give a fuck, but people who choose to stay clean and sober anyway, people who are strong enough to, I greatly admire people like that, because I don't know. I could say I'd be using, I don't know for sure, but I think there's a good chance if I was completely and totally alone that I might, but listen, you guys that are here, even if you're alone, you're not alone because you got us, when I was alone, I wish I would have had a fucking situation where I could turn on the computer and have a bunch of friends and what I consider family waiting to talk to me, Could have changed things a lot. But not a lot of people have that. They have nobody. They have nothing. I used to sit in that fucking hotel and just watch old Howard Stern videos and get fucking wasted. I didn't even put the TV on in the hotel room. I would just watch my fucking phone all day and all night. Nobody to talk to. Nobody. Thank you, War. We feel the same way about you, brother. Yeah, definitely, Wyatt Earp. I don't pray, but positive thoughts, definitely. Oh, thank you, Ducks. Fucking microphone again. There we go. Thanks, bro.
Let's wait for Frank to get his camera straightened out. I'm watching him back here. I got my eye on him. All right. You ready? All right. What's
Good.
up? We can't see your face.
Oh, hold on. Let me hold on a second. Give me a minute. I got nothing to hide here. Hold on. Is that better?
That chain weigh about 6 pounds.
This chain here?
Yeah, it's pretty. It looks pretty.
This is like $4,000. Yeah.
Sheesh.
No. Yeah. No. I got this. This is the thing with gambling. I got a couple of things I want to say. Thanks for having me. At least
doubt.
like with gambling, when I did win big, I did treat myself to some stuff. Not like a lot of gamblers just recycle the money. They don't really buy anything. So I did go on vacations. I did buy this chain. This chain's old. You know what I mean? I did buy stuff with it. You know what I mean? At least, well, I had it in my pocket, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't last too long. You know, like my buddy would just win a lot of money, and he would just never. He would just go into the next thing. He wouldn't buy nothing. He was cheap as hell. You know what I mean? I told you, like, what do they want? $15 for a pair of jeans? What are they, crazy? Meanwhile, you just spent $1,000 in the football game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, I had friends. I had friends who were big time gamblers, and they would they were cheap as fuck too. They wouldn't buy anything, but they would throw that money on a roulette table or in a slot machine in a fucking heartbeat.
And you know what used to drive him crazy? This is funny, subscribers. This would drive him crazy. I don't know about you because you talked about like you tip waitresses and stuff. I always tip the pizza delivery guy more than enough, a lot. You know what I mean? Like I'll give him a 5, maybe a 10 sometimes. You know, so when we used to bet on football Sundays, you know, if we're winning, I'd order a pizza. I throw the guy at 20. You couldn't believe how fast this pizza guy wanted to get to that house. You know what I mean? Like, but that would drive him crazy. Why would you do that? Why do you tip these guys that kind of money? Are you out of your friggin' mind? You give them a couple of bucks. The comment, I'm like, bro, we just won $3,000. Next time I'm gonna give him 100. It really pissed you off. You know what I mean? It would drive him crazy. How to this day, I'll give a pizza 17, 18 bucks. I'll give him $5. You know what I mean? I do it all the time. You know, I have empathy. I feel sorry for people that got to deliver pizzas or work. You know what I mean? Like I take care of them. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Me too.
I got a big heart when it comes to, you know, people that work in the restaurant business. You know.
Oh, because I've been there, man. It ain't fun.
I washed dishes back in the day. It was the hardest job I ever had. I worked at McDonald's. McDonald's was the hardest job I ever had. It was crazy.
Really?
McDonald's. And oh my God, on a summer day, you're making 200-300 hamburgers an hour. You're flipping them. You're getting the next set. You know, you're getting yelled at by the manager. Oh, it was crazy. You know.
Yeah.
For a whopping $3.35 an hour. You know.
Yeah, I know. What's up, Chris Capello?
I
the few times that me and Shanna actually won a good bit of money from the casino.
These stupid things stay on the screen all the time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The first thing I would do is buy shit. And tell her to buy shit. Okay, you're gonna buy stuff you want. I'm gonna buy stuff I want. Because if not, you hold on to it, and then next time you go to the casino, you just play it back. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, I'd rather go out and just buy a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying?
If you would win money, like say you won on a Sunday. Well, the weekend it would Monday Night Football. You would collect Friday. You know what I mean? So I'd meet the guy. And what I would do is when I got the money, I would like take and this is on winning weeks. I would take like $500-600. Put it in my wallet, and that's going to be grocery shop. Make sure I stock the refrigerator up, you know, because I know I'm going to lose it all. I have no food to eat. Because it's a very, I always have this saying, right? There's days that you're sitting at the blackjack table playing $500 a hand and eating steak, and there's days where you're going through your change to eat off the dollar menu at McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
Think about that. I've been on both ends of the spectrum. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's the worst habit. It's worse than drugs because the mental stress of it ruins your whole day over, like my mom always says, over a stupid ball game that these guys don't give two shits about you. You know what I mean? They're all millionaires. They go home, they're laughing, they got hot wives, they're going out, and you're sitting there crying all day long. Does it make sense? You know? No, it doesn't. No. But
it's miserable.
You were a drug dealer, right? We like fast money, right?
Of course.
Money. You know what I mean? And there ain't no faster way money than putting $1,000 on a football game. That's 3 hours. That's $1,000. Now, can you stop? Do one football game, but like I'll never do it again. But if you're smart, you'll pick one good game that everybody thinks is going to win. You bet 1,000, you take it, you're done. You made 1,000 a week. Stop, right? But you can't.
Yep.
You can't stop. You can't stop. It's like having one drink. You don't stop at one drink.
Yeah. The last time we went to the casino, me and Shanna, we brought 200 each and we left with about 2,000. We both did fantastic. And all we played was slots. And we listen, we just said there's no chance I'm gambling that money back. I'm just not that type of person. So it's like, okay, we don't go back to the casino for a couple of months, but we'll use that money to buy stuff we want, stuff we wouldn't have bought otherwise, because we want it.
$200 into $2,000 is a nice score. That's good.
No, it was fucking amazing. But we were playing. First off, in the beginning of the night, Shanna was playing a game called Diamond Trails, the slot machine. I was playing it right next to her. And as she's playing it, this thing pops up on the screen and it says Maxi now. And it was $602. It just gave her the Maxi. You know what I mean? So, and then I was playing one a little while later.
How much did she bet? Did she do the full spin? Like the most?
It was $1 a spin.
Oh, God, I would throw up. Please put like $20. Oh my God, but whatever, it's still good.
Yeah. Well, I was playing one later then. I forget what it's called, cash respins or something. And I got the wheel, the big wheel that spins, and it landed on major. And that was 622, I think. And then Shanna sat at another machine and won 240. Then I won another 150. Like it was an amazing fucking night. It's like, okay, now let's leave and not come back for a while. You know what I mean? That's all.
Come back ever again. That would be good. Isn't that a good?
Yeah. No shit. Yeah.
No, but the quickest way. See, what I used to do is this would be my routine when I went to Atlantic City. I used to like to stay at the Tropicana, right? If anybody's been there, I would go to Hooters, right, and start going over my blackjack strategy with the app, with the apps at the time. I would actually practice, what I'm going to do on the hands. Sometimes you get the same hands. You know what I mean? Have a few beers. Look at the Hooters, right? We go there for the food. I go to the food, you know what I'm saying? So you do that, and then I would go to the slot machine with $100 bill, put $100 in there, and see if I can make some money. And a lot of times you could hit. Like one time I hit $1,000, and I got $1,000 to play blackjack with. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, I started a $10 table. That gets boring because you're there forever. You know what I mean? Which is good in a way if you think about it. So then I go to $25 table, but then I'm betting $100 a hand. And I eventually go to the $500 table. So, that would be my routine. And there were times I hit 10, 12 grand. And then, like you say, your mentality, I don't stay at the Tropicana. No, I got to stay in the dump for $50 a night, right? And here I am. Imagine this one night, I got all the money all over the bed. Now, those places are bad neighborhoods, right? I got the window wide open. I'm not even thinking. And I got hundreds of dollars. I'm counting right now. I'm smoking a cigarette. I'm drinking a beer. Also, I get a knock on the door. This guy comes, he's like, listen, brother, I'm not going to rob you. I'm just going to warn you. I wouldn't be doing that because someone is going to rob you. I'm just looking out for you. I'm like, oh, shit, thank you. I take all the fucking money, get my car, and I go home or I go get a hotel. I could have got robbed. You know what I mean? The guy warned me. You know what I mean? Crazy.
Yeah.
You don't think straight. You know what I mean? You're like, fucking, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Because your head's so hung up in that. You know what I mean? And stuff.
Yeah, motherfuckers at casinos will follow you home and rob you at your house.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like I remember it happened in Philly, maybe a year or two ago. We went to one of the casinos in Philly. I forget which one it was, and it was a fucking shithole one. I forget which one it was. We were there for a while, and while we were there, they told us that some guy. We were talking to somebody, and they told us that some guy had won 15 G's like the night before or something. And he left. They walked him out, security and all that, walked him out, whatever. He got in his car and drove away. And a couple of guys followed him home. As soon as he pulled up to his house, they robbed him and took all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why you got to go a lot of times, which they don't let you get up, especially in Vegas. They're a pain in the ass. When you're winning, they really mobbed up there, whatever they think they are. They don't want you to get up for nothing. They'll bring you cigarettes, beer, whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because I like to go, if I got a couple of grand, $3,000, I want to take a break and go cash it out, put it in my pocket. I don't want to go there with a million chips. You know what I mean? I want to do a little at a time. You know what I'm saying? Or if I do have a hotel, like in Vegas, I'll go up to my room, put the money in the safe, come back down. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have all that money on me. You know what I mean? When I am thinking smart. You know what I'm saying? But
what's the most money you ever lost? Because it was your addiction. You were addicted to gambling, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, I would have weeks. I've shared this where football weeks. Now this is back when I'm making, I started off $15 an hour when I first got in the union in the ADM division. That was big money in 1987. But when 1990 happened, I took a pay cut to become an apprentice, and I was only making $7 an hour. So that's like a double pay cut. So there were weeks where I would lose 4,000 or 5,000, and you have to pay that by Friday. What was bailing me out was those credit cards that they would send you in the mail. You know what I mean? You would get all those credit cards with big lines of credit. You know, and like I said, I know a Hollywood director that I don't want to say, but he's easy to figure out. He's from Jersey, but nobody put it in the chat. He went and bought a film camera to film a cult classic. You know what I mean? Where I was taking it and paying bookies with it. You know, I'm a moron. You know what I mean? And when you go to the bank and you tell the teller to take out the max, that's like 31.6% interest. Are you sure? I said, listen, sweetheart, I don't need to get my legs broken on Friday. Could you just do that, please? Thank you. Yeah. I take a lollipop, I put it in my mouth. They go, listen, sweetheart, please. They're gonna break my legs. Just please take care of that for me. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I would. You know what I mean? And it's true. You know what I mean? You know,
That's
and
so
it's a
funny.
shame. I did it like I must have ran up 5 or 6 of those cards. You know, in my lifetime, easily. You know what I mean? It's a shame. Imagine if I took that money and I invested it. You know, or I saved it or whatever the hell I did with it. Not give it away to friggin' certain American Italian subculture people. You know what I mean? Like, you know?
Yeah, no shit.
You
So
know?
you bet with bookies too?
Well, the first bookie I ever had, well, he was a local kid who I would use for years. And I don't think he really could have did anything. I mean, the boss I went to high school with, he was kind of tied into somebody, but they wouldn't have did nothing. But I always paid, you know, I didn't do a Gotti. I paid, you know what I mean? So then
I
when I
didn't do
started
a Gotti.
So when I started working in the city, then I had a bookie from the Gambino family, you know, and that guy was no joke. You know, I remember I told him one time, listen, I don't have the money. He's like, what do you mean you don't have the fucking money? I'm like, I don't have it. It's like, can I get a couple of weeks? He's like, I don't care that you work here. We'll break your fucking legs. And now I shared this. I didn't call the guy. I just blew him off. I come home from work and there's 3 guys in the kitchen with my mother. You know, they went
Oh
to my
my
house.
God.
So I hear people talking, laughing, and everything. And my mom is making them coffee. They're having Edmonds cake. They're the size of goons. And I look like I saw a ghost. I'm like, I'm thinking that'll kill my mother. So they got up. They simply, you know, listen, kid, you know, hope you learned a lesson. You got a good mother here. You know, I wish I had my mother. My mother passed away. You know, what you're doing to her is a fucking disgrace. You know, you're lucky we didn't break your legs. And my mother's like, next time break his fucking legs. You know what I mean? Like, and, you know.
Was that what she said?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but my mom has bailed me out, you know, forever. You know, even to this day, if I need a couple of bucks, it's bad. You know, my mom, you know, it's fun. I was a big light. Why, you lost me?
Just for a
Am I there?
second. Yeah, you're good now.
I used to go to St. Patrick's Cathedral and light a lot of candles, right?
Yeah.
When I would do certain tragedies in my life, and I had a bad time when my dad died, my son's aunt, I was having cancer. I was going through a mess of time, and I kept lighting candles every day after work. Finally, they're like the mafia. This big ass preschool comes up to me and he goes, "Young man, you have a second?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, "Is everything all right with you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just going through a tough time." He goes, "No, when you light those candles, you got to put money in the box. You do know that, right?" I go, "Oh, I did it a couple of weeks ago. I'm sorry," and everything. He's like, "Well, what's the problem?" and everything. So I started talking about, you know, life and everything, and I told him about my girlfriend who passed away and everything. And he's like, "Is your mother still alive?" And I go, "Yes, Father." And he goes, "God can only give you one great woman in your life, and He gave you a great mother, and you should be happy and blessed with that." And I'm like, "Oh wow, thank you for telling me that." You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's how God works. You know, I have a great mother, you know, and, you know, like I said, she's been, like, I grew up where my dad was very quiet. He'd get mad, he'd go off. But my mom was like the Italian mother who, like, you know, was the boss of the family. You know what I mean? She did the disciplinary. She taught me life. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, the gambling bug, I don't know how I got it. I just, I shared it when I learned it in the 5th grade. And then, like, my uncle hung out in bars with mob guys. When you're a little kid, you hung out in the bars, you're having potato chips, Coke, playing pool, and you're filling out football sheets. You know what I mean? It's growing up like that. You know what I mean? And everything. But, you know, I still do scratch offs. You know, I do. So maybe I'm not clean. You know what I mean?
Well, what stopped you? What finally stopped you from
Uh,
gambling the way you were?
my son being born. You know,
Oh.
I finally had to say, you know, and I still was gambling up until he was about 2 years old. You know, I had to go to work. Like I was single my whole life, so in construction, we make a lot of money. So if I work a Saturday, that's like a $600 day. I would take Monday off. You know, I would do a lot of shit like that. And eventually it gets caught up with you, get laid off. You know what I mean? Like, so when he was born, I started going to work every day, you know, starting to save money, cut back on gambling, start weeding out friends and stuff. You know what I mean? Start weeding off the drinking, you know, little by little. It took me like 3 or 4 years. But, you know, I finally got my shit together. You know what I mean? Like my son saved my life. You know what I mean? You know, especially everything his mother went through. Someone's got to be there for this kid. You know what I mean? Like I had to straighten my life. She didn't. You know what I mean? So
Were you ever cross addicted? Like, were you doing drugs and gambling?
yeah, drinking and gambling was a very big
Oh,
thing.
drinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
There
So
was time.
your pill addiction was at a different time.
My pill addiction was from 2011 to 2012 to 2022. Really, 22ish. Yeah, that was from the surgeries. You know what I mean? I didn't take pills
Yeah.
when I. So the drinking and the gambling would go together. There'd be times I'm so drunk, I don't remember the next day all the bets I put in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's times I called the
Oh,
book. I called the bookie up. I was so wasted, and they don't really tell you that. You sure you want to do that 500? That was my nickname, Frankie 500. You sure you want to do that 500? Fucker, yeah. What did I say? You know, I don't even know. I go next day. I don't even know what the fuck I did. You know what I mean? You know,
oh
I don't even know what
man.
I bet on. I mean, it was, and it gets to a point where I'm just betting. I'm not even watching the shit. You know what I mean? What am I doing? You know what I mean? I couldn't take the stress of watching it. I just look at the score. You know what I mean? Like, and stuff. Yeah, it's fucked up. Anybody that's gambled knows what I'm talking about. It's just you lose the value of a dollar. You know what I mean? You just don't money don't matter. You're never happy. You win 3,000, you won 3,500. You win 4,000. You never wanted a number like you won 3665. Fuck that. I want it to be 4,000. You know what I mean? Like that
Did
makes no
you
sense.
do you feel like the real addiction is in losing and not winning? Like I have a theory that the real excitement comes from losing money and not winning it. I know gamblers who cannot stop. Like when they win, they can't wait to give that fucking money back. It's like they're not happy unless they fucking lose. They never keep a dime of it. It's
You
just if I had a friend who won 7 G's once when we were at the casino together. By the time we left, he had $0. I wanted to fucking choke him. I was like, how could you fucking 7,000? I would have walked right out the fucking door. But
I
I'm
can
not, I don't have that addiction, so I don't understand it like that.
I can explain it to you. I
What's
knew a
up,
guy.
Muscle?
I knew a guy that passed away years ago. Right, may he rest in peace. A kid that I played baseball with. He was a degenerate gambler. You made a good point. He used to actually, when he was winning, he was bored. He wanted the excitement. He would actually root for the other team to come back so he gets that adrenaline feeling. Think about that. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? And so the way you're making sense, yes. And it's weird when you lose all that money, right? As long as I have it to pay, in a weird way, you're happy and relief that the day's over and you don't have to do this right now. Isn't that sick?
Oh
You know,
yeah.
you make it like it's fine. It's like a weight off your shoulders that all the stress for the last 7 hours, and I have the money to pay the guy. I look forward to the next week, and that's it. Thank God this is over. Let me go enjoy the rest of my. Isn't that weird? And then when you win all the money, you're like, all right, cool. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. But
Yeah, bro.
nobody,
I've seen
yeah,
it so many times, man. It's like people will stay in the casino till 4 in the morning until they lose all their money, and then they'll literally leave with a smile on their face. You think
it's
they'd be fucking devastated, but they're happy.
it's the action. It's the thrill. It's like when you make the phone call to call the bookie up, you feel like you're like this bad guy criminal, and you get like an adrenaline thing. And after that phone call's over, the rest is just the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like putting
Yeah.
it in. You know what I mean? The action, right? Same thing when you look at a pretty girl all dolled up after it's over and the clothes are off. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's
no
that
big deal anymore.
the thrill of the action. I could see. So you do make sense in a way. Yeah, yeah. But it's just that when you win, like I said, no, losing sucks and everything. But when you win, you really like it's like oh hum. At least I didn't lose, and I'm not stressed right now. But what do I do now? Do I put all of that on the next game? Do I buy this? Do I start doing something with it? What do I do? That confusedness of should I stop now or let me get no? I'm hot. Let me go to the next game. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just don't, you know. And there, in 2002, I'll never forget, December 29th, 2002, I won $48,000 on football. Now, the reason I won the game
Jesus
for
Christ.
that was the last time the New York Jets won the AFC East. Was in 2002. They started the year 2-5, so they were pretty much out of it. So what I was doing was putting $50 in, $60 in, $10 in to win the AFC East at 30-1 odds. So I kept every week I would throw $10, $20, and they won the game on the last week of the season in a miracle fashion. So I won all that money, and that was pretty crazy. That was an exciting day. I have to say that's a lot of money, you know. And the funny thing is that was all done offshore. So now I'm afraid, am I going to get that money? And what am I going to do if I don't? Nothing, right? It's coming from offshore. So I didn't go to work the next day. I called up. I deposited my money. They said the check will be mailed to you. You'll have it. You want that? You want that expressed? I was like, you're damn right. I want that expressed. Overnight delivery. Without it, oh, that'll be 38,000. Whatever the fuck it is, I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. Right? Fuck, I don't care. It could be 100. So lo and behold, I take off from work, 6 o'clock in the morning, and knock at the door. An envelope from FedEx. My girlfriend slept over. She, you know, she wasn't working at the time. She was one of the Candace Fitzgeralds that got laid off and didn't die in 9/11. You know, the year before. I opened the thing in front of her. Bank of America, Miami, Florida, $47,000. So now I'm like, what do I do with this now? I go to the bank with it. They're gonna say, what the fuck is this? Right? She's like, what do we do? I was like, just put it in the machine, like the ATM machine, you know, the deposit in an envelope. You know? All they could do is call you and say, what the fuck? So I was too embarrassed to even go in the bank with it. And I put it in the thing. The next day, 2 days later, I look at my account balance, $48,150. Only like $1,000 in there. Think about it, right? Crazy.
Jesus.
That was an exciting day. That was like just the way that if anybody's a Jeff fan, if you go back to the 2002 season, everything had to fall right on that particular day for them to actually win that division. It was one of the greatest gambling days of my life. Yeah. You know, I look back, I can remember the date, December 29th, 2002. Crazy, right? That was a good. Yeah, that's it. But I didn't stop after that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stop after that. I actually went to Vegas in February of 03, and I think I dropped about 20 grand there. You know what I mean? I took my girlfriend there. Partying, drinking, drugs. You know, 20 grand I dropped there. Yeah.
Damn.
And then
Let me ask you. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you can ask me. Go ahead.
No, I'm just curious. What do you think about people who, like you mentioned Gotti earlier? Okay. Now, this is a guy who was, you know, a multi-millionaire, should have been. You know, you figure he's bringing in $1 million, a minimum of about, say, 12 million a year, right? He couldn't stop gambling. He gambled every fucking dime he had. Now, I'm only using him as an example, but rich people in general, when you're rich and you have all the money in the fucking world, what the fuck are you doing gambling? I mean, that's true addiction right there, right? Because what do you need? What could you like? I understand people who are on the balls of their ass and they figure they only got X amount of dollars. Let me try and see if I could turn that into a little bit more. I understand that. It's not a good idea, but I understand it. But people who are rich and don't need any fucking thing, like how much money do you need that you have to be fucking gambling? What do you think drives them to gamble?
Why do people drink alcohol or take drugs? It's a high. It's an adrenaline high. That's all it is. Like when I'm at the sports bar back in the day and I got money on the game and beautiful women around me because they know I'm winning a lot of money and they're just hanging on to me because of that, you feel like I'm John Gotti. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's a lot of the life. A lot of mobsters all bet. That was part of the life. You know
I mean? They do. Absolutely. You know,
it's that was my friends. We're all around it. We get the VIP table. Back in the day, it was a place called Port Billy's in Woodbridge, New Jersey, if anybody is familiar with that place. You know, the guy was mobbed up. We'd sit at the VIP table, hot girls all around us, and we're gambling and being like thinking we're gangsters. You know what I mean? Like that was you felt like a hot shot. You know what I mean?
Well, that leads me to another question. Do you think money, and I don't know if you consider this addiction related topic or not, but do you think that money, that people have a problem hanging on to money in general? I mean, the majority of people. So my dad told me when I was a kid, I would ask why movie stars do drugs. you know, because they seem to all do drugs. And he said that they have too much fucking money. There's nothing left to spend it on. You know, so it's like it's a bottomless pit addiction. You could just keep spending and spending. So I always wonder to myself, is having money, do we all do it? Do we decide, okay, we got extra money, we got to do something with it? We're going to gamble, we're going to get high, we're going to fucking go shopping, we're going to, you know what I mean? Do you feel like that? Like money, maybe just people have a problem hanging on to it?
The thing is, this might sound crazy, and John Gotti said this, and I agree with John Gotti 100%. He hated money. I hate money. Money is the root of all evil. Money is what stresses everybody out. All we do is think about money all the fucking time. That's when we have it, we spend it and get rid of it. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. That actually makes sense.
Yep. And he goes, what are you saving for? What are you saving for? Your future? What future? What are you saving for?
We're all going to die or go to jail. Yeah.
You know, I'm not proud of my addictions or proud of everything I did, but I had a pretty exciting life up until 12, 13 years ago. So if I died fucking right now on this show, I did it all. You know what I mean? And I could sit back now and you know, just talk about it and enjoy my life nice and calm and stressless. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's what it is. Yeah. Well, what do we do all day? Think about money 24/7, aren't we? Like my cell bills.
I wake up thinking about it. I go to sleep thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, this is $100 bill right here. Look, see this?
Don't do it. Frank, don't.
It's fake. It's fake.
Okay, I was gonna say, fucking Cash App, Frank. Don't tear it up. Fake. Send it to me.
Fake.
All right.
It's fucking
good.
Money. Didn't you see when I was throwing it in the garbage? It's money.
Oh, that was okay.
That wasn't. I hope nobody.
I was hoping that wasn't real.
The only person that thinks this money is real is that moron in Florida, whatever his name is. We won't say his name. He thinks I got real money. He thinks I'm worth $1 million. This guy. You know what I mean? It's fake money. Yeah. It's a prop. You know what I mean? I'm a salt of the earth guy. That Frank Gerard, the retard, the salt of the earth guy. Why is he bothering me for? He's a multi-millionaire. Him and that Dave Gass. You know what I'm saying? Him and that Dave
Gass.
They're millionaires. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't know.
Where is Dave Gass today? He should be here.
He texted me before. He's a great guy, Dave Gass. I love Dave Gass. He's a very smart
man.
He
sent me some Instagram messages. I got to get back to him. I just saw them today.
Yeah, he's a very intelligent, philosophical, I can't say that word, guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a really good man.
Yeah.
I met him on here like 3 months at the end of the summer, and he's helped me out with my channel. So it's kind of like me and his channel. He gives me ideas what to do and everything, you know, and I go from there. You know, he's like my writer and stuff, you know.
Your video today was good.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about dressing up in really nice, sharp suits like Gotti and like imitating John Gotti. I think that I get a lot of attention from certain people.
I think it'll piss certain people off. That's for sure.
But I would do it justice. I could do Gotti better than John Travolta did. That's why if you know
anybody can. I saw in your video you played that part from the Gotti 2018 movie. Fucking terrible.
I did that because that's her favorite movie, and that's her favorite actor that played him. I did that on purpose. You know what I mean? I did that on purpose. Yeah. He did a terrible job. I'm surprised. I was telling this to Dave Gass today. Like, he's played mobsters. He played a great Chili Palmer and Be Cool, right? All he had to do was be Chili Palmer, but a little more serious. He didn't have to go over the top with that accent. It was terrible. God, he didn't talk.
When he said on that clip you played when he goes, and it's a great fucking city. It's a great fucking city. Like, he sounded like he was fucking drunk. It's a great fucking city. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? It sounds fucking stupid.
He didn't talk like that. He didn't talk like that. And he didn't
Isn't he born and raised in, what is it, Jersey? Or was he from Brooklyn? I don't remember.
I think he was born in Jersey, and I think he was raised in Jersey. He just...
How could he not do a fucking New York accent? I don't get it. How could he not?
He did great as Chili Palmer. That's all he had to do to be.
See, I don't remember that.
Be Cool. That's a classic with Vince Vaughn. Be Cool is an epic movie. Oh my God.
No, I'm sure I saw it. I just don't remember.
Yeah. He plays Chili Palmer. He's a record gangster, and he plays a cool cat. He just had to be that, but a little more serious, not as like satirish. That's all he had to do. You know, Gotti didn't talk. Gotti talked like I did on the phone today. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't talk like when I do that acting. That's like realistic. That's not, you know what I mean? You can't, I'm not going over the top and everything you do in movies and shit. You know what I mean? You just be yourself with a little bit of pièce to it. You know what I'm saying? That's realistic. You know, I was a great improv actor in 2005. I got the best one in class. I love improvisation. You just go, like, you pick a topic and everybody in the class just goes off you. It's freaking fun. You know what I mean? You just start this conversation and you just like anything and you start talking and bouncing off people. It's great. You know, now
Yeah.
remembering words, that's hard to do. I can't do that. You know what I mean? So we'll see. You know, somebody will pick me up and give me a role in a movie or something. Maybe Mob Talk Radio can get me a role, right? Isn't he making
There
a
you go.
movie? Come on, Mob Talk Radio,
I
hire
believe
me.
so.
I got plenty of time on my hands.
Yeah, he was Vinny Barbarino. That's right. Yeah, fucking Bensonhurst. Welcome back, Cotter. I mean, fuck.
Vinny Bob, no, he could. I don't know who directed that movie and told him to act like that. It had to be the director. It was terrible. Whoever directed
Up your nose with a rubber hose. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. It had to be. I don't know what the fuck happened there. I don't know.
I mean, that movie is supposed to get all these high-end actors. They all backed out and shit. But the movie was a disaster. They need to make a real John Gotti buyout with a real good actor. There's plenty of talent out there today. Hire a real natural actor that looks like them. They can look how Netflix makes these shows. They get people that look like it and just get one of them guys. Let me do it. I'll do
That
it.
Menendez brothers show. Did you see that? That Jesus Christ, they look like the people exactly. All the actors was incredible.
With Dahmer was incredible. The actor that played Dahmer. There's a young actor out there that looks just like Gotti that can be Gotti and they can make it legit. I'll play Gotti. I could play an older Gotti. I could do it good. You know what I mean? And stuff.
Yeah.
You saw my. Well, I'll blow you up and everybody in that fucking house. That's all you got to say, just like that. That's natural. That's not over the top, you know. I'm gonna do that with phone calls and shit. I'm do different things every day like this. You know what I mean? Yeah. Collect call again from Bruce Cutler. Yeah, I'm on the phone with FBS. Yeah, I'm on the FBS show now.
Look at you.
So I'll use different things and stuff. But
So let me ask you back to the addiction and recovery topics. How much different is your life now? Like when you wake up every fucking day, you know you didn't make any crazy bets, you don't owe a bunch of money, you're not dope sick, you know. Isn't life much fucking better just waking up with a clear head?
well, yes, that's good as far as that stuff. But as far as like, I'm a big sports fan, so you can't take the thinking of a gambler out of my brain. So when I do look at the spreads, I do look at the games. I see if the number hits without betting it. So I am kind of, but it's not stressful because I have no money on it. And then I say to myself, oh shit, I would have won money, or oh man, I'm glad I didn't do that. I would have lost. So I kind of do that.
Yeah.
I do that in my head. You know what I mean? I always, I don't. Sometimes I would give people advice, but I don't like doing that because it's still kind of like being in a bar but without drinking. I did that last year a lot. And if somebody loses, I don't want to be responsible for that. You know what I mean? Like, so it's still, it's still in my thoughts, but as far as I love sports, I'm a big sports fan, you know what I mean? So I watch it all the time. And then I get mad, like the Mets have been doing great. If this was 10 years ago, I'd be making a lot of money. You know what I mean? So you kind of like, fuck. But I can't get out of my head. That comes with therapy when I go to therapy. You know what I mean? Like, I talk that out in therapy, how to get that out of my head. Enjoy the game like you did as a kid when you enjoyed it as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, that loyalty to it, and everything. So
yeah. Aside from scratch offs, you don't gamble at all.
No, just a scratch.
You don't go to
off.
the casinos ever? Nothing?
No, I like I said, the last time I was in Atlantic City was 2009.
Wow.
And 2009, and the last time I was in Vegas was 2000. The year 2009, I was in Vegas for New Year's Eve 2009, going into 2010. And the last time I was in the Tropicana was that 2009 before that. And then I played blackjack for the first time on the cruise in July when it rained. I lost $600 and relapsed. Yeah. So that's the first time I played blackjack.
Oh, I didn't know that in July. I didn't know that.
I shared that on when you had me on about my son's mother.
Oh yeah, then my fault. I fucking memory. I forgot. Sorry.
We were talking more about that, but yeah, I relapsed in July, and you talk about. I think I mentioned I was sitting at the table with a former professional LPGA golfer and her wife. They were married, and they were betting big. I mean, like the credit card was going over all the time. Because like I said, on the ship, it was a continuous shoe. and I think that's in the favor of the house when it's just a
Of course it is.
So I didn't, and like I said, I never saw Las Vegas was the hardest blackjack hands I've ever seen. But the first time in my life, in all the years I've ever gambled, did I see you push on a 21 5 times. How is that possible?
Yeah,
You know,
it's
that
bullshit.
must be the continuous show. That's what exactly what it was, the continuous. You know, but I am going through like my day is when my son's in school. I'm going over the last episode of my son's football career. So I'm going to make a really great video about 2 hours long, going back all through the years and putting old pictures of the kids when they were younger. So I'm doing that during the day. That feels good and everything. But what it is my son's going through a tough time with his mom the last few weeks. So I have to either get therapy for him. I have no explanation for it. The thing that's heartbreaking is there was never a funeral. She was cremated and they had a repast. So he's been telling me, why ain't she coming back? And I'm like, son, Anthony, she's not coming back. You know, what do you fucking mean? He'll get mad. So maybe my mom thinks that he didn't see the body. It's a real mess. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's what they do these days. There's no more wakes. Everybody's doing cremations. It's terrible. I don't know. I'm old school. I mean, it's a lot. You save a lot of money, I guess. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah.
But that's what they're doing. All these cremations and remasses. Nobody's getting buried no more. I mean, it wakes.
I remember back in the day, I'm sure it's probably still like this, but when I was a kid and shit in New York, like wakes would take, you know,
Days,
they would, it would be a few days. Yeah. It would be over a period of a few days. Fucking
yeah,
here, the fucking, the viewing is 2 hours. You know what I mean? That's it. Like,
oh, they're now that they are 1 day, 2 hours. Even my dad was 1 day, 4 hours. But you ask your mother will tell you when your mother was small, like my mother, they would lay you out in the home for a week.
Yeah.
In the house for a week. Yes. Yeah. That's going way back. Yes. A week.
My friend Freddie, who took his own life, that's what they did. They had the body in his house and stuff.
Yeah, but could you imagine a week in the old days? A week at the funeral parlor or at home. A week, the whole thing. People dressed in black. They would eat down in the basement. It was a whole week. That was a big Italian thing. Yeah. You know, now it's all 1 day. You don't need 3 days anymore. 1 day. You know, talking about a morbid subject, you know. But
no, it's true though. I mean, I guess it does make sense to just do it quicker.
Yeah, you know, and the cremation, it was $1,000. You think about that, right? $1,000 compared to $15,000, you know, for a whole. And I paid for the cremation, and me and her boyfriend paid for the remass. You know, she got me right to the end. Got me to the end. Yeah, you know, but it's sad because her ashes are still in the original box at her sister's house, who's upset with her for what she did. Never got to earn or anything yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about it's the 2-year anniversary, going to get an urn and maybe taking it to my house and, you know, and keeping it here or whatever. I don't know.
It's probably a good idea, yeah, for your son.
I mean, it's still, could you imagine you live your whole life and you die and they cremate you and they send you back in a fucking blank box. Jesus Christ. Isn't that sad? My mother goes.
That's what I prefer, though. That's what I want. I want to be cremated. I don't want to be in the ground. Fuck that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't want to be cremated because I got a lot of tattoos. You know what I mean? I spent a lot of money on those tattoos.
You want to make sure they're there forever.
Yeah, I don't want to burn it. Yeah, I don't. No, I really don't want to.
Don't burn up this beautiful artwork.
I tell you, everybody in these young people today, everybody's inked up. There's going to be a bunch of old people in the next 30 years tattooed all up their whole body. Everybody's got ink today. Anybody from the age of 25 to 35, girls, guys, all inked up.
25. These kids start getting tattoos. Their parents get them tattoos at 15, 16 fucking years old, bro.
Like the girls that I see or whatever, like 29 to 36, they're all bisexual and they're all inked up. Every single one. It's a good thing, I guess, but it's just still weird, you know? Yeah, different generation today, you know what I mean? You know?
Totally different, bro.
It's going to be funny with my son. He doesn't like tattoos. you know, and my mother told him, you better never get a tattoo like your father. He goes, I won't, you know, he calls her Mimi. I won't Mimi. But it'll be funny if he wants to get one. Well, what do I say to him? No, right? You know,
You can't. It's
no,
funny. It's so much more, and I'm glad it's so much more socially acceptable. It used to be such a taboo thing to have tattoos. Now, I know a couple of different women who run HR departments at huge companies, and they have complete sleeve. They have total sleeves, like
yeah,
up and down their fucking arms, and
you
nobody
used
cares
to have
anymore.
cover it up years ago. Yeah, like if I worked in
Yeah,
an office building in the '90s, you know, I had to wear a full shirt and couldn't show nothing. You know what I mean? Now it's like you say, the girl at the bank, she's a hottie. She's got a sleeve. You know, you go
yeah,
to you go shopping, every girl in there's got tattoos. They bend over to look at something, there are tattoos on the crack of their ass everywhere. You know what I mean? They got it
yeah,
everywhere. You know, it is acceptable today, which I'm glad. I don't mind that. You know, you see people in restaurants. You know, the teardrop. You know, the guy in Chick-fil-A, his face is tattooed up. Right? It's crazy, and you can't discriminate against it now. You know, you can't. You know that
nope.
shirt. I'm tattooed and employed. You know those shirts.
Yeah,
I got one. I'm
yeah,
tattooed and retired. You know, but
yeah. Hell yeah, man.
what time is it right now?
It's uh, it's 2:17. I actually got to get going.
Yeah, I gotta go pick up my son for school. Thanks for having me on, everybody. All the best and God
No,
bless.
thanks
You
for
know.
joining, bro. You gave us a great show. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Have a great day, buddy. Love you.
You
Peace
too.
out.
Love you
Bye bye.
too, man. Peace. There you go. See that? See what happens when people come on and share? Frank gave us a great fucking show. I got to ask him a lot of questions I was curious about. I'll never understand gambling addiction. You know, that's what it was so funny when the trolls used to say that I'm addicted to gambling. I'm always at the casino and shit. No, 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 no. I just don't go. Like at night. Where do I go? I don't drink. I don't I don't do drugs. So every now and then we'll go to the casino. So anytime you see me, if I do a short video or if I tell a story the next day about where I was at the night before, it's mostly going to be the casino because you know what I mean? I don't go to bars. I don't go to anything like that. But it was always just entertainment to us. You know, you can, I never, if you go to a casino planning on winning, you're going to be disappointed pretty much every fucking time. You know, I look at it like this. If me and Shanna go to a casino every now and then and we take $200 each or something, we would have spent damn near that if we went out for a night drinking or, you know, anything you do to entertain your fucking self. It's going to cost money. So it's like we could go there and spend 5-6 fucking hours and have the time of our lives. But I never plan on winning. I want to win, of course, but I never do. And I make sure that whatever I lose is not going to affect me and it's not going to ruin my night or piss me off the next day or anything like that. That's one thing I'm very grateful for is that I never developed any type of gambling. There was a time, like I said, back in the 2000s when I started going, well, not started, when I was going to that place, Ada's every fucking night. And I would play the pull tab tickets. I would win so fucking much that it truly became like an addiction. I would look forward to going there just to play these tickets, but that's it. It wasn't like I bet on anything else. I didn't bet on anything else. I wasn't even going to casinos or anything back then. The reason we go to the casino now is because it's 10 fucking minutes from my house and they're everywhere. There's two other ones that are within 45 minutes from my house. There's ones in Baltimore that are just under an hour, Philly about an hour, everywhere. But that was it. You know, I would play those pull tab tickets constantly, but I was selling drugs in there, so it didn't even affect me. You know what I mean? I go in and make 2 G's in a night. I would, you know, gamble 500 or 700 of it. You know, didn't make that much of a difference. But I don't get it because I just don't. I don't like losing money. It drives me crazy. FBS win big money like 20 to 25K a couple of times. See how that casino will start calling you. You start thinking I made 25K. No, you know, Ducks, you know why I disagree with you on that, at least in my case, is because I have had big nights, not 20 to 25K, but I told you just recently, we brought $200 each and won about 2,000. That's what we left with. We won a lot fucking more than that, but we played some of it back. Of course, you always play some of it back. So, and you know what it did? It makes me not want to go back to the casino because I know that lightning isn't going to strike twice. That the majority of nights we go, almost every time we go, we lose all our money. I know that. I'm fully aware. And I've already been there where, like I said, with those pull tabs, I would go into fucking Ada's and I'd give $100 to this dude, Marty. He was a big drug dealer. And I would just go sit at my table. I'd give him 100. He'd take 100. He'd bring me back fucking 500, 1,000, whatever. We would go half, on these $2 tickets. They had $500 winners in the stack, in the row. And I would play by myself, and there was nights where I walked out with 1,200 more than I came with, and that, like I said, that lasted a little while, but because I've already been there, I don't care. Like, if I won $25,000, I'll tell you the truth. There's more of a chance of me never going back to the casino again, because with me, you have to get something out of your money. You have to. So that's why, like, when we won that money, it's only a couple $1,000, sure. But considering what we went there with, and we were only playing slot machines, fantastic. First thing I told Shannon is, okay, we're going to take this money. It's extra money now. We're just going to buy shit we want. That's it. We're going to buy shit we want. I bought some stuff for myself. I took Shannon, we took a trip to Michael Kors. She spent a fortune on, purses and fucking all types of different bags and coats and shit like that. You know what I mean? And we had a good time with it. I want to make sure it's gone because I don't want to gamble it, as long as I get something out of it. So if I won 20 to 25 G's, I'm the type of motherfucker that'll go buy a car. I'm not going back to the casino with that money. I know what you're saying, Ducks. I never won that amount. You're right. But I have had nice wins, and it makes me not want to go back. Because there was times when we won a good bit of money, and then we went back the next day because it was like, well, look, we have this extra money, and then we lose it. It's the worst feeling in the world to me. It's the worst feeling in the world to me. For instance, when I play a slot machine, say I put $20 in and I hit $150, I'm out. That's it. I'm not saying I'm leaving the casino, but I ain't playing that game anymore. I'm up. I'm good. You know what I mean? So, like, I just don't, it makes me sick. Like, I'll watch people that'll do that. I watched this fucking woman just a couple of weeks ago. We were there. She won $3,900 on a slot machine. Now, she was doing $30 spins, which is insane. But she kept playing that machine, $30 a spin. And she lost the majority of it. And I even said, one rule about slot machines you got to know is when you get a big hit on a machine, that machine is dead for a while. The thousands upon thousands of dollars will be put into it before it pays out anything decent again. And I watched this woman get her hand pay. They handed her cash, and she kept playing the same fucking machine, and she lost most of the money. That I would kill myself. I'm not even kidding. Because it'd be like, wait a minute, I could have left with fucking $4,000 almost. And now I'm down to 700. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I hate it. I hate it. Oh, I would. Ducks, I would. I swear to God, I would. Shannon will tell you, I'm a pain in her ass. I am a pain in her ass. That night that we won all that money, she sat in a machine. She put $20 in and won 300. And I said, okay, baby, listen, play down to 250. That's it. 250, you cash out. That's it. That's how I am. Fuck that. I don't believe, like, Ducks, I know what you mean. Like those guys at Ada's, the two owners, they were bookies. And they told me one time, they said, the worst thing that could happen to a gambler is that they win. And the reason they said that is because I never played those tickets. I had been going there for years. I never played a ticket. One night I went in, this dude, Jermaine, told me that he just put 300 on the $2 ticket. He bought $300 worth of tickets. Okay. And the $2 ticket has a $500 winner in there. I heard that. I'm smart enough to know how things work. I said to the owner, that ticket he was playing, how much money was put in there tonight before his 300? And the dude said a lot. I said, okay. So I put $20 in and I won $500 within that $20. So, who is that? I'm not even sure who that is. Somebody just texted me. So that got me started. That's what got me started. Winning that $500. It's like, oh, I could do it every time. Every time I play, you can't. And in the end, you always lose more than you win, no matter what. Like that woman the other night that won 3,900. She probably fucking lost fucking 40,000 before she hit that 3,900. You know what I mean? So, and I'm talking about over a period of months or years or whatever. You always wind up losing in the end. You know. So that's my thing with gambling. If I won 25 G's, Ducks, I swear to God. Don't get me wrong. I'd probably play a couple thousand more around the casino, you know. But I would just leave with the majority of it, and I would go do something with it. Or I'd put it in the fucking bank, or I'd pay some shit off, you know. I win 25 G's, I'll pay my car off, you know. But I get it. I do get it, you know, the thrill of the, you know, when you win that fucking money and a gambler's brain will always tell you, I can do that again. If I just did, I could do it again. You know how many times, like I'll sit down in a slot machine I never played. I did it a few months ago. I sat down at this machine I never played in York Hollywood Casino or Morgantown or one of them. And I was betting 88 cents a spin. And I got all these bonuses and I wound up winning like $450 fucking dollars. So the next couple of times we went, I said, I'm going at that's my machine. I'm going to clean up. And I lost everything. Not everything, but I mean, whatever I put in the machine, and I'll start with $20. If I lose 20, I'll go to a different machine. But I think I put 60 or 80 or something like that in that machine because I was convinced I could do it again. And I lost it, you know, each time that I went back. So it's like, there's no such thing as a good slot machine. Every machine, there's a point in time where it starts paying out, you know, after so much money is put in, then it won't pay out again for a while. So you just got to get lucky that you sit on a good machine, you know? And if you sit on a good machine, like the other night, like I said, when, well, not the other night, but you know, recently, when Shanna won the money on the first machine, she put a $20 bill in that machine. She didn't even get anything. It was just the weirdest shit I ever saw. There's a mini, a major, a maxi, and the other one, I forget what it's called, Supreme or Super or something. Like these little like jackpots you can hit, you know, and you get whatever it's paying out at the time. She didn't even get like a bonus that got her one of those things. We were just sitting there and the fucking machine lit up and it said Maxi now. And she won $602 or whatever. Just luck. Sat at the machine at the right time. Later that night, I sat at a different machine. I got the wheel, the bonus, and it landed on major. Never lands on major. Always lands on mini. Always. I played that machine a fucking zillion times. I just sat down at the right time. So I know there's no such thing as a good machine, and there's no real there's skill, I guess, in certain types of gambling, certain games. But for the most part, you know, you get lucky or you don't. That's it. You know, it's not everything ain't like poker, you know, where there's real skill that goes into it and raises your chances of winning something. It's just luck. Yes, that's another thing, Sally. Yeah, I do. I value money so much. You have no fucking idea. Like the things that drive me crazy. Like sometimes we'll go out, we'll do a little shopping, we'll spend more than we planned. I won't stop thinking about it for the next week. It drives me fucking nuts the way I am with money. And I am not easy to live with because of it. I am not. I'm not like super cheap, but money to me is too important to waste. It just is. Even today, you know, I'm sitting here thinking about, and I'm doing okay. But I got, in the last couple of months, I don't even know how many pairs of fucking Jordans. And a couple of them I don't even really like the cement gray Jordan 3s. I don't even like them. They were $200. I'm just going to return them today because what the fuck, why not? I'll probably never wear them. And they're fucking complete and total bricks. They're not going up in value. They've actually gone down in value. I'm just going to return them and get my money back. You know, it's like, why even keep them? Slots are full, ladies. We call them slots. Well, they're all I play now simply because roulette was my game. Blackjack a little bit. I play video blackjack more than I play at the fucking table, even though, you know, that's all rigged. It is at the table too, But roulette was my thing. But it's like, even if you win some money, you spend hours just trying to break even. And the table, there's fucking 15 people at every table. You're squashed. You're fucking arguing with people because you can't even fucking reach to put your chips down. I'd rather just sit at a fucking machine. You could put 88 cents in a fucking machine. Not, to put a 20 in, do 88-cent spins and win fucking thousands of dollars. I'd rather do that. My childhood best friend's mom lost her house gambling. Fuck that, man. I couldn't do it. And another reason I think is because of my addictions. Even though my cocaine always came out of what I was reeing up with to sell. In other words, I never bought cocaine ever to use. It was always to sell, and I would just use, I'd take some personal out of it. If I added up all the fucking cocaine I snorted, the amount of money, it's probably fucking, I wouldn't doubt if it's probably 70 G's over my lifetime, minimum. I'm not kidding. I feel like I already wasted enough. I wasted enough. If I had a 2% of all the money I lost in my life doing stupid shit, not just that, but just stupid shit, I'd be on Easy Street. So I remember Henry Hill said that on Stern once. Stern kept questioning him about the robberies and how much of a cut he would get from each robbery and shit. Henry Hill said, "I don't know, Howard. I blew it all." He said, "I wish I had 2% of it. I'd be rich." He didn't even know. It's like, my mother-in-law won 35K on a scratch off, but damn, that's after years of spending 100 a day on them. Exactly. And that's the tricky thing about gambling. You win and you're like, look, we won. It's like, no, we didn't. We did. Like, even when we won that 2Gs, we go to the casino maybe once every couple of months or something for a few years now, 3 years maybe. And even if we're spending 200 each time, or we're losing that, I mean, that $2,000, I told Shannon that night, I said, okay, we got a little bit back. A little bit of the money we put in, we got back. We're not really up anything. We're still down by a lot. But for us, it's fun. It's fun. What else are you going to do? I want to go out at night sometimes, I don't want to be sitting at home every Friday and Saturday. And we're not going to bars. We're not doing drugs. We're not doing anything like that. So, but we go to the fucking casino and drink soda while we play slot machines. It's harmless, Slot machines are programmed to take $3 out of every 100 you put in. It's simple math. Some machines are 2%. Is that right? Well, but some machines are programmed differently, right? I don't think it's the same amount for every machine, is it? Spending money is spending money. Yeah. Yeah, but you can get stuff out of your money, I don't know. Like, if I could show something, if I have something to show for my money, I'm happy. I don't care. Like, I tell Shannon that if there's something you want, buy it. I don't care. You have something to show for it. But as far as like pissing it away on nonsense, nah, I can't do it. Seminole casino tribes are theirs. They're only governed by their own people. No gaming commission like Vegas. The Miccosukee tribe is even worse. Be careful down there. FBS as far as playing. You talking about? Oh, well, Miccosukee, however you pronounce that. We went to a casino called that in Miami. Me and Soflo and Nikki Blade. Is that the one you're talking about, or is there a bunch of them just owned by the same tribe? Because that was hands down the worst casino I've ever been to in my fucking life. It was fucking terrible. Even the way it looked. The machines were like crooked on the floor. It looks like everything was just tossed together. Horrible fucking casino. Is that right, Susan Parisi? What? Wow. They own all in U.S. Wow. The one in Miami, I mean, terrible. Oh, it was horrible, Styles. It was fucking horrible. Shanna got a good machine for a while. She won a couple of $100, but it's just everything about it is terrible. The service is terrible. If you want a fucking drink or something, I'm talking about a soda, water, any fucking thing. The fucking, like I said, the place is just thrown together. It looks like shit. It looks like it's fucking 5,000 years old in there. It's just a terrible fucking casino. Horrible. One of the worst casinos I've ever been to in my life, honestly. The other one I think that was horrible was, I think it's River or something in Philly. Is that what it is? It's fucking shit. Garbage. But anyway, look, this is a show about gambling addiction. Now we're talking about gambling like it's a great thing. So anyway, that's it, guys. I got to get going. It was a good show, thanks to Frank. We discussed gambling addiction, a little bit about his pill addiction and stuff, threw some alcohol in there. You come up to Connecticut, Mohegan, and Foxwoods are two of the biggest casinos in the country, literally maybe the biggest. I know I told Shanna I want to go. We're taking a trip there, Ducks, no matter what. We'll meet up with you or something. We're definitely taking the trip, no doubt. I just don't know when. I don't know when. No, thank you, War. All right, guys, listen, write these numbers down. National Addiction Hotline, Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. And please go to nextdistro.org. Please go to nextdistro.org. And watch the video, take a little quiz, fill out your information, and get your Narcan, your free Narcan. And then you can carry it with you everywhere you go. And you could save a life. You never know. $965 million they paid in 2007 for the Hard Rock brand. Seminole Tribe was smart. Wow. $965 million. Jesus. All right, guys, listen. Stay safe, stay strong, stay on your road to recovery. Be happy. Think positive at all times. And enjoy your lives, because you never know when it's going to end, And I'll see you guys later, right? I'm going to be back on. Shit. It's late now. I'm going to shoot for 5 o'clock for a MobTube show, and then maybe a politics show after that. I don't know if Jesse's coming on at 7, but I could sneak 2 shows in 2 hours. So that's it, guys. Thank you for being here. I love you all, and until next time, salute.